Hi, welcome to my blog today. My name is Tom Shue, and today we're going to do a lighting tutorial. And in this tutorial I'm going to teach you where to put the light and why. And yeah, that's where we'll start. Just where you put the light and why. So you look at this shot of this model here, you'll see that it's kind of like split lighting, but there's light in her eye and it's just terrible. It's real high contrast. The exposure's right, the diffuse value on her face is right, but you see the light coming into the eye over here, and there's a little bit of light over here. If you look at light, you start trying to analyze where the light is coming from. And there's only one way that light could fall on this subject and be blocked here and still be visible on this eyebrow area above the eyelid. That means the light is really, really low. You see this shadow on the nose? It's creating an angle. It's going up. So that means the light's coming from a low position. Well, that's not how light looks, and that's not how shadows on the face should look. Okay? You know, there's all about creative freedom. However, you want to start from a foundation with your lighting. So first, let's look at where do you put your light. Okay, so if we were trying to do split lighting, we need to move the light back so that there's no light on that half of the face. Okay, so we have split lighting. However, it's pretty poor on this eye here, so we might want to just bring it forward just a little bit more to light some more into that eye. And it's still a little low, so maybe we should bring it up some. And you know, I'm not here to show you all these different lighting patterns. The whole idea is to learn how to put the light in the right spot just to get started. Okay? You know, light is light, no matter if it's with a speed light or with a constant light like what we're working with now. So, let's start. We're in a split light position. Okay, this might be good if you had somebody that was wearing a hat, you know, because they could still wear a hat and you could still light their face. You see this in cowboy movies a lot, where the light is split lighting. It might not be so dramatic of a contrast. You know, the shadow might not be so dark on that side, but you can eliminate that shadow pretty quickly, and you can do so just with the reflector. You just open up that shadow as much as you want. You bring it closer and it opens it up more, and you take it away and it, you know, closes down. So we know that we can control contrast with shadows, but what about light position? So we want to make sure that we hit light into this other eye. So we don't want to point the light directly head on to the subject, because, well, we might want to do that. It's just depending on what you're trying to achieve. Say, for example, somebody had a big bump on their nose, and you wanted to not light that and create a big shadow on the side of their face, accentuating that bump on the side of their face. You might want to not create a shadow on that side of the face. So let's just put this light up a little bit more, okay, and let's bring it out away from her. We're not going to point it, we're just going to run it parallel to the face. Say if the light direction is going straight across like this, we want to bring the light this way until the light goes into the other side of the face, into the eye on the other side. So watch what happens when I bring it forward. Okay, so there the light's starting to go in the eye, and we're starting to see the shadow of the nose. And we'll talk about the shadow of the nose in just a second, on how and why that's important to deal with that. Pull this around just a hair more. Okay. So now we've got light into the other eye, so our light is far enough forward, you know, as far as front to back is concerned. And it's really high contrast with this this setup. But you can see that I can control the shadows just with the reflector. But the whole idea is to get the light in the right spot. So let's continue. I'll bring this light forward, put more light on the subject, and now you can see that there's light in both eyes and there's a distinct pattern on the face. Again, it's still real high contrast. But you see the shadow on the nose? The shadow over here? This is not what you want, okay? This shadow should not be on the side of the face. I don't want to say 90%, but a vast majority of pictures that I see online have a shadow on the nose that's off to the side of the face. You know, somewhere in this area, okay? It's sticking off to the side. You don't want it there. There's like a line on a human's face that's not on a mannequin that runs at an angle, okay? A smile line, a lip line, whatever you want to call it. But you want the shadow of the nose to extend down to the side of the mouth, okay? That's where you want the shadow to go. So what you do is you raise your light up until it goes down to the side of the mouth. Okay, so there's the shadow. It's gone down to the side of the mouth. And now we have what is considered loop lighting. Okay, it creates a loop on the side of the face. Let me open this up some so you can see it. Okay, but you see the shadow on the side of the nose? It is not just sticking off the side of the face. This is important. So we know that the light has to be far enough forward that the light goes into the eye on the far side of the face. We don't want to point it there, and we know that the light has to be high enough to where the shadow of the nose falls on to the side of the mouth. So I'll just lower that down again. This is where I see most of the shadows on people's images, right on the side of the face. Open that up again. See that shadow? That's not where we want it. We want that shadow to be right at the lip, so we have to raise the light. You can always tell if the light's too low because the shadow doesn't reach to the side of the mouth. Like that, okay? Loop lighting is kind of the precursor to Rembrandt lighting. So we can control the shadow fall on the nose by positioning the light, or we can have them turn our head. We can go from front full view or full face view to 2/3 view, okay? And then we can control the shadow on the nose height again. So we can bring this light back, and you can see that the shadow is a little bit low on the nose. So if we control this and drop it down, I'll show you that this is where you'll see most of the people have their shadow. This is where the shadow should be, right here. And if it's not far enough forward to get enough light in the eye, then just bring it forward. So this is where you place the light. I want to thank you for visiting my blog today. And next time we'll go over lighting patterns and why you might use a specific lighting pattern. So until next time, we'll see you soon.